Good morning, ladies. Welcome to another episode of the Forever Love podcast. Today, I want to talk about online dating, but first, I want to share some really wonderful news. The Forever Love podcast is up for a Spark Media Award, and this is really exciting because the podcast right now is less than a month old. Our first episode was released on May 4th, and today is June 3rd. So, in the last month, we have had just incredible blessings. We've had over 1,000 downloads. We've released, this is going to be our 21st episode, and the response from all of you has been absolutely incredible. And now to be up for an award is just beyond exciting. Now, we're hoping to win the Most Binge-Worthy Award. And this is really important to me because right from the beginning, one of my guiding principles was to create something binge-worthy. I wanted to create something with story, something that you could be excited about listening to the next episode. That's why the episodes are fairly short. They are, hopefully, I think they're concise. They give truth. They give story. They give you something to really meditate on and consider things in a new light. My hope is that this podcast is like a kiss on the lips. Proverbs 24:26, which is the guiding principle of my website and my coaching practice, says an honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. And that's what I want for myself as a coach and for you as a listener. I want truth to be uplifting. I want it to set you free. I want it to be welcome. I want it to be enjoyable for both of us. So I hope that if you have enjoyed the Forever Love podcast, you will take a moment to head over to sparkmedia.venture/site/awards and vote for Forever Love. There will be a link in the show notes just below here, or you can find a link on proverbs2426.com, which is my website where I blog. And I would love for you to take a moment to vote for the Forever Love podcast and help me win that award. This is something I can't do by myself. It is a People's Choice Award, so every vote counts. It is a really new podcast, and so your vote is going to make all the difference in the world. Thank you so much, and let's spend today talking a little bit about online dating. Welcome to another quick tip episode. I'm Lily Mtongwiza, and today I want to talk a little bit about online dating. Now, if you have any kind of access to the internet, you are probably engaged in some form of online dating. I have been married for over 7 years now, and I'm still online dating my husband from time to time. Online dating is a wonderful tool, and I want for us to consider online dating in a much broader spectrum. Typically, we think of online dating as one of those websites or apps where you create an online profile and you share what you're looking for, and you either swipe left or swipe right in order to create a match. But the reality is, we are living in a semi-digital society, and online dating is going to be part of your romantic love life probably for the rest of your life. I know that online dating in this broader context has been really important for me in my marriage. There was a part of 2019 where my husband and I were on opposite sides of the world. We had moved to Zimbabwe as a family in 2018, and in 2019, I took myself and our 2 girls back to Canada to have a short visit with my mom and do a little bit of shopping and just spend time back home. But then the coronavirus hit and we were in lockdown, and I ended up spending over 8 months living in my mom's basement with my husband on the other side of the world. I can't tell you how grateful I am for the internet, for apps that make it possible for us to communicate across the ocean for virtually nothing and allowed us to stay connected when any other point in history would have made that absolutely impossible. The internet, online apps, and platforms allow us to connect with people around the world, and that is a beautiful thing. It is a privilege, it is a tool, but the tool itself is neutral. Online dating and the online world is neither good nor bad. It is a tool. Obviously, many people are using this tool in evil ways. There is a very dark side to the internet, and there are awful, illegal, and terrible things happening all over the online world. But that doesn't mean we should be afraid of it. It means that we have to be intentional and conscious about how we use the internet and online apps. Now, when it comes to online dating, I want us to consider dating as ways in which we get to know each other. Whether we're doing that online or in person, dating is all about creating a relationship, sustaining a relationship, and getting to know one another. And that is absolutely going to be happening, at least partially, in the online space. And so it's important for you to set yourself up for success. It is far too easy for us to use the online world without really considering how what we're posting reflects upon us and our relationship with God. Remember, we are called to be ambassadors of Christ everywhere, not just in the parking lot or in the grocery store or at a restaurant, but in our online lives as well, because that is now a part of who we are. And so I want to encourage you to consider your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your WhatsApp as all places in which you are interacting with potential partners. Now, it is important that you take a step back and consider what your selfies are saying about you, because it's so easy to assume that there's this level of anonymity in the online world, and it's just not true. Because whether you're being courted by someone who has good intentions or you're being pursued by someone who is stalkerish and creepy, they're going to be checking out your online profile. Now, you have 100% control over what you post and what you share. Please be mindful of what you're sharing. Please be aware of how it reflects upon you and how it reflects upon your relationship with Christ. We want to be sharing from a place of love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. When the fruit of the Spirit are the guiding emotions in our lives, we are going to reap good rewards. But if we are posting things online from a place of anger, jealousy, fear, frustration, loneliness, and we're trying to get likes, and we're trying to get attention, and we're trying to get shares and go viral, we're creating an atmosphere in which we're putting ourselves in danger. Because certain kinds of posts are like bait to predators. And I want you to be conscious of that so that you can post with integrity that keeps you safe and helps you to attract ideal partners rather than predators and others who want to take advantage of you. So here are a few quick tips to help you reassess your online profiles. Remember, wherever you are showing up online, take a look at your last 50 posts. Do they reflect that you have healthy relationships with friends and family? Or do they portray you as someone who is alone and someone who doesn't have other people who are healthy and supportive friends within your life? Because if you are showing up online as someone who is vulnerable, it's easier for predators to identify you and take advantage of that. Now, obviously, we want to be reflecting the truth of our lives online, but there are certain things that we do not want to be broadcasting because they leave us vulnerable. If you're having a hard time in your relationships with your friends and families, that's something you want to talk about with someone who can sincerely help you, like a therapist, rather than the public online world, because they're not there to help you. And unfortunately, some people will take advantage of that vulnerability. So be aware of it. Secondly, are you showing up in a way that portrays self-confidence and self-love? You don't want to have any posts on your profiles that portray you as self-depreciating or without value. You want to have posts that acknowledge who you are in Christ and your strength and your beauty. Now, if you are trying to attract somebody, it's important to share photos of yourself that reflect your life in a rounded way. If you're a mom, for example, make sure that there are at least a few pictures that reflect that. And as a mom, I'm very careful about sharing pictures of my children because, as we've said, the online world has its blessings and its dangers. So just be aware of what you're sharing, but don't hide the fact that you're a mom. You want someone to see the best of you, and you want to present yourself in an honest and authentic way. So be mindful, be aware of what you're posting, and post with integrity. Is this who you really are? Because people are going to assume that that is who you are. So be aware of that and adjust accordingly. Remember, just because you posted it doesn't mean you should keep it up there. Everything is negotiable. Just because it's there doesn't mean it has to stay there. Feel free to use your delete button. And when it comes to other people commenting on your posts, remember, you have control over what stays there. If you have people in your life who are making inappropriate comments, delete them. Simply delete the comments, possibly the commenter, because this is your space and you get to make it as wonderful and freeing as you want. So use your online space in a wise way. Use it with integrity, use it with confidence, and try to build in as much safety as possible. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Forever Love podcast. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please consider voting for it in the Spark Media Awards. There is a link in the show notes to go ahead and cast your vote. The voting period is only open until June 6th, so please go ahead and cast your vote today. Thank you so much, and until next time, God bless you.